Movie and a unicorn, movie and popcorn. I saw unicorns and friends. All I had was a grand. Making an Exodus movie show is getting good. I got my popcorn. Hot summer, got to beat, got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your playlist. Do you understand the music show? Apocalyptic movie show. I got my popcorn 2 degrees. Nothing like watching this movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn too. Living in a post-apocalyptic movie show. The movie and a unicorn, movie and a popcorn, movie and a popcorn. I saw unicorns and friends. All I had was a grand. Making an Exodus movie show is getting good. Got my popcorn getting really deep. It got some heat, can't beat it. Add this to your list. Do you understand the music from the apocalyptic movie show? I got my popcorn too. 100 degrees, nothing like watching a movie show. So many to choose from. Got my popcorn, yeah. Hope you got your popcorn, yeah. Living in a popcorn movie show. Movie and a unicorn. Movie and a unicorn show. One more. Set the music. The wolves are gathering around. Line the queues, turn the lights down. Normies and paper cowboys. Wolves gather around, fatal attractions and their distractions. Don't cancel the movie, don't cancel me. Don't cancel the popcorn. All the bellicose in the cellulose line you turn the lights down. Are you ready for the greatest picture show? Let's get to it, let's do it. Don't you blow it, get to it. Careful what you sow, put a little bow on it. Get to it, once a little package. Why that is a little package. Going to the picture show, so nostalgic, it gets about it. Speaking of something told, was it foretold? Was it foreshadowing? Chatter, it's all that matters. You know it's a picture show. Interconnecting, never disconnecting. Saving the world one song at a time. Saving the world one song at a time. Saving the world one song at a time. Wolves gathering round, line the queues, turn the lights down. Normies and paper cowboys. Paper cowboys. Wolves gather around to fatal attractions and their distractions. Don't cancel the movie, don't cancel me. Don't cancel the popcorn. All the bellicose in the cellulose line the queues, turn the lights down. Are you ready for the picture show? Let's get to it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Don't you blow it. Don't you blow it. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Careful what you sow. Careful what you sow. Bow on it. Get to it. Quite a little nice package. Go to the picture show. So nostalgic, it's heraldic, speaks of something told. Was it foretold or was it foreshadowing? Cut the chattering, it's all that matters. You know it's a picture show. Interconnecting, never disconnecting, saving the world one song at a time. The world one song at a time. Hail!
Yes, hail! Celluloid Picture Show.
So, how y'all doing tonight?
Got my popcorn ready.
Yeah, I always got my popcorn ready. You know,
Popcorn in hand.
I've got my proverbial popcorn. I've got my literal popcorn. I've got my song popcorn. And I'm ready for popcorn. You know, I'm ready for that picture show. Hail, Tyler Manga. How you doing?
Hail, Tyler. Good to see you back again. Good to see you. Who else is out there in the chat tonight? RR, hail the Sentinel, hail Philip Gaming, hail. I saw CJH, hail CAC 44, hail Continuum Track, hail.
Hail.
Hail to the best chat on YouTube.
Oh, indeed.
Indeed. Do
So,
we miss
yeah,
anyone? Parrot Head. What's up, Parrot Head? Hail, Parrot Head.
So there are new settings in the Yard Studio.
Oh, really?
Basically, yeah, because basically under General, you'll have broadcast quality, and it's 720p for broadcast quality. It's a new thing that the Yard's doing. Because if you go down the camera, click Advanced, you can click the lower definition, so that way you don't judder and like robot when you move.
Oh, yes.
Huh.
And because I always keep it down real low. And because when I was checking the chat in the other window, I've noticed that things are a little juddery.
Yeah, I just noticed
I've
that.
noticed. Yeah. And so what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to refresh this Yard page, and if I disappear, I'll be right back.
He disappeared. He's gone. Ghost Bear has ghosted us officially.
And that disappear. Sorry, one of the
There we
worst
go.
songs ever.
So let's see here.
Is that what was that? That's not The Unforgiven. What song is that?
It was from the stupid Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack.
Oh,
All right, that looks better. Yeah,
very nice.
cool.
So what did you see? That's low resolution?
Yeah, 360p. And basically what it's doing is it's broadcasting out on the Yard's end as 720p.
As
Yeah.
720.
Yeah.
On
I always
YouTube, then, you
notice. No, in the Yard on
Oh,
your,
yeah,
on your,
'cause it's
your
high
settings.
Right.
Yeah, because they'll send it out as high definition, but I use a VPN, and I had to refresh because sometimes the VPN can cause juddering.
Yeah.
discover.
Yeah.
Because I didn't
I've
turn
noticed that too.
I didn't turn my VPN on until about an hour ago, and I was doing stuff already. So I just hadn't refreshed it.
Yeah, sometimes it can cause a little lagging here and there.
Yeah, because when I went to check the chat, I noticed that I was doing the robot.
Oh yeah.
My head, I turn, robot. I was like, yeah, I'm doing the robot. So yeah, those of you will notice that beard's a little thicker. Believe it or not, this is only 2 weeks of growth.
I noticed that. Yeah, it looks a little more filled in there.
It's quite
Hail
impressive.
continuum track.
The scruffy.
Still can't grow one that full.
Yeah. Basically, in 1 month, I can grow a beard to my collar, or a little more.
To your collar, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fast. That is fast.
I got a new mug.
What is that? Tiger?
It's wolf.
Can't read
It's a Celtic wolf.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can see the wolf there. Beowulf, like a Beowulf.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Cobalt Glass.
Nice. Oh, you like the Cobalt Glass, huh? They're good.
Yeah, because my other Cobalt coffee mug, I chipped it. And until I can get it to a glass guy and have him basically torch the chip and seal it.
Yeah, round it out.
Yeah. Well, not so much round it out, just melt it a little so where it won't chip anymore.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I got a thing for Cobalt coffee mugs.
Where do you have selling them?
I just happen upon them, man. Sometimes old restaurants will have them. It's like a family of mine had a whole bunch of Cobalt mugs. I'm gonna have to ask my mother-in-law if she's got any more, because those were made in USA Cobalt mugs.
Yeah.
Because the one I had two of the same one, and the one apparently don't microwave Cobalt Glass coffee mugs.
What happens? It disfigures it.
No, it just does. It does something to it. I don't know exactly what it does, but I had a Cobalt coffee mug about the same size before that. It had an anchor engraved into it, and it said Olympia on it, engraving, and that cup was dropped on cement several times. It freaking bounced. It didn't even barely chip. That's how tough they are. And the one that I had, it dropped on the carpet, and the thing cracked right in half.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The microwave must just soften it up or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It does something to the integrity of the glass.
Yeah.
And it just cracked right in half. I'm looking at it, I couldn't believe it. So I just glued it back together. Now it's a pencil cup. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
And here's the
A
thing.
nice pencil cup.
Yeah, the darker the cobalt, the older the Cobalt Glass is.
The darker, the older it is.
Yeah, because it gets darker with age.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I do believe that if it sits in the sun, it'll also get darker. It's one of those things with Cobalt Glass. Love it.
Nice.
A lot of old Americana, was made from Cobalt Glass. Plates, dishes, bottles.
I love the color, the cobalt blue. That's one of my favorite colors.
Very cool color.
Keck, I don't know the process of Cobalt Glass. I just know that there is Cobalt Glass. I'm not sure the process of how it's made. I just like the way it looks. Looks pretty cool. So anything Cobalt Glass, I try to collect it. And if you can't see through it, it's old. Because normally, because this one, I can somewhat see through it. And the other one, you can barely see through it. So the older
So that when you get it new, then it's going to be kind of translucent. Or not translucent, but you're able to see
more
through
clear.
it. Yeah.
Oh,
As you use it, or it has it in the sun. Yeah, I'm actually looking online right now. It's cool with a dragonfly on it.
I feel like that part of 2001: A Space Odyssey where he encountered the monolith.
Yeah.
To the void.
So, yeah.
It started going. Phew.
So
Very nice.
I don't know if you guys pay attention to what Matt McGlowan says over at Cosmic Book News, but I did some headlines earlier, and apparently Hollywood is in panic mode right now. War erupting with movie theaters.
I know. I was
streaming
watching your video on
services.
that.
And so it was
going to cause a big change.
Yeah, I didn't realize the length of this article when I got into it earlier, but there's a lot of stuff going on, and then there's CBS censoring Star Trek Lower Decks YouTube reviews, and it's like, I got a few different ways to handle CBS that way. Number one, don't use any of the imagery from the show at all. Just talk about it. Put generic labeling and stuff like that. That's kind of how I skirt and get around not getting a video yanked or pulled or something or whatever,
Yeah.
Because in all honesty, it's like 3 or 4 seconds of video should be covered under fair use if you're talking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Plus it's a trailer, I mean, that's...
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Plus,
you're promoting it. Well, you know what I mean.
Plus, with what they're doing now, man, it's crazy. Going after people for innocent stuff.
Yeah.
Culture, I sent you a link. Get in here.
Culture, you are everywhere. Is that Culture Casino?
Yeah, we're talking about that backstage. I was like, my goodness, I don't know how he does it.
You were like Tommy level. All streams at all times.
So yeah.
Very nice.
I wouldn't put it past them to appear on 2 streams simultaneously. Just saying.
I wouldn't either.
Panel. Yeah.
That takes some skill to be on two live panels at the same time.
Yeah.
On the camera. Can you even do that? I've never tried.
An interesting idea. Yeah.
You know, it's one thing running your live show and also being in a live stream and also typing and listening to a live stream at the same time. Yes, I've done it. It can be very confusing.
And then try to be modding one of those.
Yeah. Well, I was doing all 3. I was modding and saying hello in another chat while in a live stream. You know, it's just wow, man. And a 4th thing probably would have been the monkey wrench in the spokes.
Well, Tommy says he's retiring from modding, so
he says he's retiring from modding.
Yeah.
When did you say that? I missed it.
In the chat on one of my streams.
Really? When did you say that?
Tommy, don't do it.
Yeah, I can't believe that. It's too much. It's too much work.
Yeah,
he's got his Gemini building, and
Tommy deserves a little bit of a break.
Yeah, he does. He's got his content now. He's a content creator now.
Yep.
So
here's a funny thing. He always has been. He always has been. He's been doing the same thing he's always been doing.
Oh, really? He's definitely stepped up then, I guess.
Yeah. He's even got a schedule, man.
I know.
Yeah, he's good, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, he is. I love his videos. I love his retro videos.
I got mad respect for that.
Where's Tommy? Did we send him a link? Was he around?
Oh, he's got a house full right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got some stuff going on, so he won't be here tonight.
Alrighty.
He's got to be up early.
He's usually missing a lot of sleep too, so it's good that he.
Oh yeah. Next time he's on, we'll let him talk about whatever experience he's having tonight.
Oh yeah.
It might be interesting. Who knows? You never know.
Never know.
Hey, CJ, I'm going to tell you right now, man, don't stop making videos. Keep making content. Keep doing good work. Don't worry about what anyone says. Ignore them. Just do what you do. Make good content. That's all you got to do, man. And I started doing songs again because, I needed to, get things off my chest, and singing is a good way of doing it.
Was there? Yeah. Why did you stop, CJ?
Yeah, as YouTubers, we always, you're subject to criticism. People get criticism all the time. You just can't take it to heart. You gotta, keep plugging away. But if you're not feeling it and you feel like you're not going to do a good video, then maybe not. But keep at it, man. Just take a break and take another stab at it.
Culture. How you doing?
Greetings, gentlemen. It's good to see you this evening. How are you doing?
Hello there, Culture. Very well, very well.
Hey, Culture. So, Culture Casino has just celebrated 500 subs.
No, he's at like 600 now, I think.
Are you?
I know it. Yeah, I know it jumped. It went bananas. Yeah. I was so taken aback at Comix electing to promote me last night on Gary's stream. I was not prepared for that.
Yeah.
And huge influx of people that subscribed because of the shout out that Gary did on Comix's recommendation. So that was truly amazing. And the thing is, and I've been saying it all day, there's no way I would be here without all of the people in our group, all the people in the fourth wave. I've learned so much from everybody that's here, and we're this amazing community, and we always give to each other and take care of everybody. And we visit with the chat, and we have great people like Tina and all that show up on our streams. And I like I said, I mean, this is the best hobby I've ever had, and I'm so grateful to everybody. So thank you all, those of you that are here with us tonight, and those of you will see this later on Bear's channel, because I think the ultimate goal, and Steven says it all the time, is to get everybody to 1,000 plus, and we all need to be the next wave of voices that fill up YouTube. And there he is. Enema Prime is here.
I thought you were going to bed, Culture.
The boss
I
said
thought you were going on vacation, Steven.
I am, but I wanted to end my stream off on Bear's channel. I wanted that to be my last show.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, only about 4 or 5 Enema jokes, so save them up. Okay.
Oh, Lord.
Steven,
I promised.
Yeah.
Pajamas. The boss is like, oh well, Bear just said, and I was like, oh, okay. So I got out of bed. Here I am. So
You were in
boss.
bed?
Hey,
Oh,
your
yeah.
boss.
Oh, yeah.
Tell your boss that we think the boss is awesome.
Oh, I know. She hears it plenty from all you guys, and she appreciates it. So she's
Culture's not wearing pants right now. You know that, right?
Wait. I am wearing garments that cover my waist.
Garments that cover your waist. The sporkaroos? What are you?
No.
Sporkaroos.
Sporkaroos you got on there?
I haven't gotten my sporkaroos yet. When the marketing team gets them, we will promote them. I know you guys will help me.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. I look forward to that. Well, he'll be your number one supporter, sporking himself. Like he was just waiting for something like this to happen for him.
Oh, it was perfect. You guys
get his own product line.
Look, we all end up with these amazing like things that happen to us that become part of our persona here on YouTube, and the Sporkaroos, man, for the Sporkin' King, and we have Mr. Coffee next to me, and Bear is our resident Jerry Garcia now, and Wes is our Joe Rogan. I mean, come on. I mean,
that's good.
Wes is our
And that's a really nice compliment, I gotta say.
And you, Mini JJ, you. But honestly, after the latest video you posted for your new Ether,
Hail Comic Chat.
Enter the Nether.
Oh, hey, Danny. Yeah, dude. You found a persona I think is amazing. The black and white with the hat. I mean, these videos lately are just on the next level. I am digging it so hard. I'm loving it.
Hey,
loving it.
I like the. Oh, I hope it's the same with. Oh, I like that.
yeah. That was my Superman.
I like that.
Yeah, background.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was funny.
Add little jokes in, try to make it like skits, little funny things.
Steven, how many days in are you in on your beard now?
I haven't even been counting, brother.
I'm about 2 weeks.
2 weeks, I guess. Yeah, about 2 weeks. No, maybe 3.
About
maybe
a month,
like
I'll be down to my collar.
Yeah, it's looking good, Bear. It's looking good, buddy.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Although I gotta say, the last time I grew it, I had less white. I had a lot less white.
I had a lot less white 5 months ago than I do now. I mean, like honestly, I can't believe how much gray I've gotten in my beard area. Nothing in the hair, just in the beard. I guess that's where it starts coming in first.
It's all those UFOs, man. You were just hanging.
I guess so.
I was gonna say it's all them damn fucking pink elephants going around stepping on people's toes.
That
Wishing you had Quinn the Eskimo to lead the damn pink elephant away.
Yeah.
You know who gets a lot of white around here?
And if you know who Quinn the Eskimo is, the party starts when he gets there.
You know who gets a lot of white around here? How gets a lot of white around here?
How?
Hot Asian wife.
Oh. How? I didn't know if you were saying how, like 21.
No. I was
2001 or
I guess I messed my
how, like
up.
an Indian how?
Like how?
I was wondering.
Hot Asian wife. Oh, I got it.
Hot Asian wife. I'm going to be in the desert. I'm going to be in the desert final.
Maybe you'll see UFOs.
Yeah. Any tips on taping UFOs?
Wait, what desert are you going to be in?
I'm going to be in the Peoria area, Arizona.
Oh, Arizona. Yeah. Well, that was my first experience. I was in the Phoenix. It was kind of close to Glendale, Arizona, which is Phoenix, Arizona. And I was in a pool, like it was at an apartment complex late at night. It was my buddy and I, and his girlfriend had just gone up. So we were just hanging out at the pool, and I look up all of a sudden. I mean, just by chance, and this perfect black triangle with 3 orange strips on each of the corners just starts hovering right over my head. And it was moving very slowly, because at first I thought it was hovering, and then I could tell it was actually moving. And it made like this little bit of a perfect curve right over top, about, I'd say, a skyscraper in height. It was black. It was dark enough where the sky behind it, I could see you could tell there was a shape. You could see the shape of the craft because it was darker than the sky, so it stuck out a little bit. Plus the lights, the strips of lights on each corner, and it did a perfect circle, no sound at all, absolutely silent. So I would say, Steven, just look up, because I think they're around more than we notice, and they're sometimes not making any sounds. So you just gotta look up.
Gotcha. All right, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look up.
What are we looking up there?
This is me 20 years ago.
Whoa! Look at that. The hair. Got the culture.
Wow.
You got the culture hair there.
No, that's Ords, man. That's Ord quality. Ords is
You're right.
Yeah,
It's like orbs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think you could out Jesus Culture Casino there.
Oh yeah.
When I went to an adult high school out in a township that used to be called Garrington, part of Portage, Indiana. People used to call me Jesus. That was my nickname.
I can see it.
It used to drive me nuts, and they knew it. They knew I hated it, but they still did it. Yeah,
Bastards.
As good friends do.
It didn't help that I wore a bandana around my forehead all the time. Yeah, so that lent to it.
Jesus didn't wear a bandana, though, that we know of.
Yeah, but it kind of completed the look for people. It's one of those things, I guess.
That's cool.
That's cool.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
How long ago was that? 20 years ago?
Oh, I'd say that's probably July 2000.
So yeah,
Or
almost
August.
exactly 20 years ago.
It might have been August 1st, actually, because
It was 20 years ago today.
I was on the, I think it was The Dead. They were playing as The Dead at that time. Tour going out east started at, I think it started in California, and then it ended up going east. So I went to the Gorge Amphitheater. Beautiful place to see music.
No, that was right after Jerry died, right? He died in late 90s, sometime 97, 8, 9. Is that right?
It'll be tomorrow, 1995.
Oh, 95. Okay, so
Wow.
mid-90s. Wow, tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, I believe so.
Hmm.
Yeah,
R.I.P. Jerry.
This was August 9th. Yeah.
Where is it? Is that it? No.
Look at that old school computer behind you.
The Chicago Tribune did a story on August 9th, 1995.
Steven, you turned your camera on there? Wow, look at that.
Are you frozen?
No, it's Culture Casino's webcam. It's
Okay.
It's not really Steven.
I'm glad I screen capped it.
Oh, it's funny. That's great.
Nice.
It's like freshly shaved. Well, not quite. It's 5 o'clock shadow, Steven.
Yeah.
Steven went to sleep, or he's muted. Something's wrong.
He's muted for sure. Might be brewing up a cup right now.
I'm typing. I'm
That's
sorry.
right.
I'll be right back.
No. He's got to get that fresh cup of Walton's brew.
He's got
So yeah, in tomorrow. Damn, how many? actually got to do some math. Imagine that. Let's see. 20 minus 19.
Well, 1995.
25 years ago.
Yeah, 25 years ago tomorrow.
Yeah.
25-year anniversary. That's a pretty big one too.
Yeah, and 25 seems to be a thing, because my the first concert, Grateful Dead concert in 1990 that I went to, it was the 25th anniversary, and World Music Theater just happened to be when the 25th anniversary landed, and those particular shows were known for and the first night, 1990, I'm in the lawn seating. Grateful Dead's getting ready to open with Touch of Grey.
Oh,
Basically, 4 chords into the song, there was a back fence. This place is pretty huge, not real huge, but pretty big, And they've got like a 10-foot fence. They've got no Constantine wire or anything back there. And so there was about 5,000 people or more that poured over the back fence. 4 chords in the Touch of Grey. And basically the place was full to capacity. I'm not sure what World Music Theater's capacity was. But there was at least 30,000 people outside the show. And there was a lot of people there. They closed down the Indiana toll road into Illinois. Yeah. 8090 got closed down because 8090 was right off. The World Music Theater was right off of 8090. And 8090 becomes the Indiana toll road. And then it continues into Illinois. And people were pulling over on the side of the road and hopping the fence and going to World Music Theater. It was that packed. It was that congested. It was a phenomenon. Because when people were escorted in, police escort in, and it was police escort out. And I had seen this on a slightly smaller scale at my first Jerry Garcia band concert that I went to. And I was 17 at the time, and there were 17 people watching. And the episode that we watched is the 17th episode.
The 17th episode of season 2?
Yeah, imagine that.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot of 17s going on there, eh? So,
and 7 plus 1 is 8, and today it's the 8th.
And basically, that was the beginning of the problems with too many people showing up outside Grateful Dead concerts without tickets. And it kind of created some problems, But, concerts in large crowds always got problems.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, especially in Portland right now.
Yeah.
Good segue.
Sorry.
So yeah, I was talking about some things that things we like doing, the things that we've done, and doing those things, and remembering what normal feels like, and and put one foot in front of the other, and like the hashtags say, stand up for your rights, do what's right, and one foot in front of the other.
Mm-hmm.
And then listen to the song again. Yep. So, this
the good old days.
Yeah. This episode that we watched, a piece of the action.
Speaking of good old days, yeah. Piece of the action. This was always my growing up. This was my favorite of all the Star Trek shows because when I was a kid, I was watching the original, the original series when they were on reruns. Because my brother and I, during the summer, we would stay up late and we'd watch like Conan O'Brien when he was his first season. We were watching from the very get go, and then they would have the original series would be on. After that, they'd show T.J. Hooker. It was like a Shatner marathon. Every night. It was, I forget the channel it was on, but it was like UPN or one of those. I don't think UPN became something else, WB or something now. But I think right, it's WB now. So we'd stay up watching this Star Trek, the original series, and being like I grew up a Star Wars fan, so this was kind of my early intro into Star Trek, and I think this was my favorite episode growing up because I think it was like the most relatable, because they go to a planet that's basically like a 1920s version of Earth, and as I have watched this growing into my adult years, I started to really get an appreciation, especially watching like after you've seen a lot of the TOS, you kind of get appreciation for how fun this episode is. Because some of the ones we watched, like the ones we were talking about last week, you know, they have these more serious tones, and they have these issues that are kind of huge sort of, you know, ethical issues or moral issues. And this episode is just more of a fun episode. Kirk is, you know, allowed to kind of just play around and have some fun. He becomes a character. He gets all into it. You know, the last line of the show, which is this quote, which is the name of the show, you know, he says it in a really fun way. It's just a fun episode to watch, and it's relatable to anyone. You know, you don't have to be like a hardcore Star Trek fan to. It's like it's like the gateway episode, I'd say, to Star Trek.
Yeah, someone that's never watched an episode of Star Trek, this would be probably a good episode.
Yeah.
That no one's ever watched Star Trek before. This would be a good introduction.
Yeah, it's fun. It's light. It's and I just like I was saying backstage, it has Mel from that show Alice. You know.
Oh yeah.
You dingbat!
Do you guys remember what that show was called?
Alice.
Which show was Alice?
Was it Alice?
Yeah, worked in a restaurant you're talking about?
Yeah.
Alice's restaurant or something. It was
just Alice.
I think it was just
Alice. Yeah. That way.
Yeah, it's Margaret's, yeah.
I love that show.
Yeah, it was fun. There were a lot of fun shows back then. Think about all those things that fell around the Happy Days
Hey,
period.
Mikhail Wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Mikhail Wolf.
Hey,
Welcome,
Mikhail.
my friend. Yeah. Where do I get a cool hat like Mel had? That hat was cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that. Yeah. It was like that seemed like a squished like version of like a Navy CB hat to me, but maybe it was something different.
Yeah, maybe it was.
Hey, didn't we cover a Muck Time already?
I don't think we have covered him.
I don't think so.
That's the one where Kirk and Spock fight, right? He has Ponvar.
Oh, we're gonna. You know what,
Maybe that'll be
we're
next
probably
week.
gonna cover that in the next one.
Yeah, we could do that one next week.
Yeah, fun. This one was one of my favorites because, in all honesty, this was kind of a precursor to what we would get in other Trek, where we would have a holodeck. So it was kind of, you know, experience an alternate kind of a concept, a world to live in, you know, based on these 20s gangs. So yeah, this one was really cool. It's one of the funnest episodes, I think. And you guys are right. It's a great place to start. So
yeah, it gives you like just enough of, you know, the Star Trek, the essence of Star Trek and what it is, but it doesn't get too deep into the lore where you kind of feel lost. Like you can pick this up and you know what the Federation is, who they are. You know, it gets you everything you need to know without getting too deep. There's a nice, and it's interesting because this is season 2. So, you know, for them, it was just kind of like a step away episode to kind of just go have fun with something. But if you're watching now and you're, you know, trying to get into Star Trek and you don't know where to start, I mean, I'd start with the original series, and this would be a good episode because you don't really. What do you guys think? I mean, because I've been kind of jumping around and watching things out of order. I'm not, for the first season I went through straight, but now that we're doing these shows, I'm kind of jumping around and, you know, watching things here and there. And I don't really think you need to go chronologically. Like, I think you could start with this episode and work your way back to season 1, and it's not going to throw anything off for you.
Yeah, I would say so. Especially with season 1, you can pretty much watch any episode in season 1, and you can kind of understand and know where you're at, you know. But yeah, I do the same thing with season 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Imagine
Jumping
somebody
around.
starting off Star Trek Picard with the episode where each of gets his eye ripped out, and 7 of 9 goes around, you know, murdering people.
If anyone started watching Star Trek with Picard, they'd probably never watch any more of it. They'd never make it to the original because they'd be like, well, this is what everyone's so obsessed over. No, that's not.
But yeah, just kidding aside, at the end, this was a good refresher for me because I remember, Kirk asking, he's playing into the whole, mobster kind of motif and really hamming it up. And I remember him asking for a piece of the action and the Federation getting a cut. And he asked for like 40%.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
And they agree, they're like, yeah, that sounds fair. Does it sound fair, boys? And they're all, the one guy's like, are you sure that's enough? They're like, well, we'll give you more, because they saw what they were able to do. Well, Barry, do you want to start going through? You want to go through the episode?
Oh, sorry. Spoiler alert.
Has anyone in the chat not seen the episode?
Sorry, guys. I'm back.
Oh, there you are. So, Steven, we'll get your input on this too. We're talking about the Star Trek episode, A Piece of the Action. Yeah, do you remember that one? They go to like the Earth planet that's like a 1920s gangster.
Oh shit, TOS, right?
Yep, TOS.
Oh yeah, I loved that episode, man.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was my favorite growing up. Still probably is.
Well, yeah, I mean, because why do bitches love Spock? Isn't that the one where the human? Isn't that the one where Kirk was the girl wasn't chasing Kirk, she was chasing Spock?
No,
is that
not that episode?
You're talking. We covered that episode. That particular
that was
episode.
the spores.
The time portals for the planet that was going to have a supernova.
Right. Oh yeah, Spock. He was. Let's see. That's the one where he was in a beanie in that one, wasn't he? He was in like a.
No, that's City on the Edge of Forever. We're talking.
No, that's not the one.
Yeah, we're talking about the other one. The one where they go to the planet. The sun's going to go supernova, and
I'm just so happy in that picture.
Yeah, we covered that one, I think.
No, this is the one where Kirk becomes like a gangster character to try to trick the mobs. Well, we'll go through it.
So basically, no one's been to this planet in about 100 years. The last Earthship that was there was 100 years earlier. Enterprise finds a planet that has based its culture on the Chicago gangsters of the 1920s. So the U.S. Enterprise arrives at Sigma. Is that Lotia?
Iotia.
Loida? Sigma Loida? 2. I believe it's Loida, right?
I think it's Iotia.
Anyway, this remote planet has been visited by the Horizon in 2168, which was about 100 years before. It was established before the establishment of the non-interference directive. So in other words, there's no prime directive with this planet because basically it's already been contaminated. The Horizon was lost shortly after leaving Sigma Loida, or whatever that word is that I'm not doing right. Starfleet and only managed to receive her radio reports nearly a century later. You got to remember, they were using standard radio signal.
Right.
So
they didn't have advanced communications.
They weren't using what does they call it? There's a name for the radio signal they use in Star Trek. Hyper radio.
Subspace.
Yeah, there you go. But there was also, in early Star Trek, there was another word they used that wasn't subspace. I can't remember it right now. Managed to receive radio ports nearly a century later, the Horizon was only equipped with conventional radio. After planetfall, Uhura informs Captain Kirk that she is in contact with Delotians named Bella. Man, I'm going to totally mess that name up. Okamyx? OKMYX. That's some really weird letter combination. Who describes himself as a boss. We'll just refer to him as boss number 1. Okamyx invites Kirk to come down to the planet's surface, saying that reception committee will be waiting for them both. And they're just thinking a reception committee, huh? So, waiting upon him arrival since the Horizon's visit before the Federation's prime directive against non-interference, Kirk, Spock, McCoy, are concerned about what effects the Horizons crew may have had in the ocean culture, which was just beginning industrialization at the time and had a knack for imitation. The three beam down to find a culture resembling that of Chicago in the 1920s. They are immediately greeted. Well, I wouldn't say it was immediate, but they're standing around the corner, almost get hit by a car, like because they're not used to cars driving down the road, and that enters right into Act 2. I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but Wes and I noticed that the famous Star Trek intro is barely hearable. You can barely hear it.
It is. It's very quiet.
They remastered it, and you can barely hear the famous intro.
You talk about the whole intro, the song and everything, and his
Space.
voiceover. Yes,
Space,
yeah, it's very
the Final
low.
Frontier. Yes.
Yeah, when he's talking, yeah, it's very low. That I know, I've noticed that as well.
It's like I gotta wonder, and all the episodes are like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You kind of have to wonder, did they do it on purpose?
God, I hope not. I mean, who knows?
I mean, that's
but
such a really obvious bad mistake to make.
yeah, because it is really low. I have to turn the volume up so I can hear him say it.
Yeah.
And then I turn it down again because then the music comes in and
Yeah.
it blasts. It's so
What
loud.
season was it?
No, I think it's every season of
Every
the
season
Netflix,
of
because they
TOS.
yeah, on the
Huh.
Netflix.
Well,
The
I've
Netflix
noticed it because I've noticed it on Netflix. I've noticed it on CBS All Access, and I've noticed watching on Prime. It seems to be just a little bit better if I watch it on Prime.
Ow.
What was that?
Oh,
An EMP didn't go off, did it?
I took my entire set apart because I didn't plan on streaming again, and then Scott didn't show up for Rogue Entertainment, so I jumped on and threw everything together, and so it's been acting weird. Sorry, guys. That's my bad.
It was awesome.
No, it's not awesome. It sucks. I did it to Gary once, and he was like, "Oh my god, please stop." Fuck.
Thank God I didn't. Thank God that didn't happen when Gary was on the channel last week.
Oh, he would have said something. I did it on Scott's channel when Gary was on there for his his Game of Thrones show that he talks about the books, and I haven't read the books. So it was like explaining the books to an idiot, and I was the idiot. And then
I hang out in his chat every now and then when I'm doing stuff and listen in.
You know what's really funny?
I haven't read them either, so I get lost when I listen. I'm like, I can't be on this panel. I don't know.
I'm looking at all the different screenshots from this episode, and I have to say McCoy holding a Tommy gun doesn't seem right.
It kind of definitely felt wrong, but
I like that he's the only one of the three that
don't-
doesn't have the suit, though. He never wears like a gangster suit in the episode. He's
I don't
just
know if you
McCoy.
guys has noticed, but a lot of the old school Federation doctor types seem to be able to hang with fighting tactics. Look at Dr. Bashir, man. That guy was a go-getter.
Well, Bashir was also an augment.
True, but
Yeah,
most doctors will not take part in the battle.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
But at that point, Bashir, he had no
You know
choice
harm.
but to.
I was just watching a Voyager episode where Janeway was talking about an episode or talking about an event that had happened, like I guess TOS era, and she was like, "Yeah, it was like the Wild West of the Federation." And then I just thought about that when I saw a clip of Kirk waving a gun around and people
Yeah.
wearing a pinstripe suit. I'm like, yeah, I guess.
Wow,
the way.
it's
Good,
pretty
though.
good. Yeah. I liked when they put on the gangster suits. It's neat seeing them like that, and everyone mentions his ears. Hey, what's up with that guy's ears?
His ears look funny.
He's holding a Tommy gun. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I did notice a couple times when they meet the kid, Kirk aims the gun at the kid when he's talking to him.
Right.
Oh man, that's probably would not get away with that today.
So
Tell that Shatner's having a good time in this role. With this role, you could tell.
oh yeah,
Comic
totally.
Chat is asking if any of us have seen Lower Decks.
Oh,
Or
no,
are you
no,
asking
I
about the
don't-
original cartoon version of Star Trek?
Yeah, I think that's what he's asking. Yeah, I saw it.
I used to watch it when I was a kid. I liked it when I was a kid. I haven't watched it since though.
Yeah,
Now,
this
those
is a
Oh, the original cartoon. Yeah, yeah. It was like the unofficial season.
Well, it's like that's not considered canon, right? That's not.
I don't
That's
think it
not
is.
canon.
No.
I don't know.
Because there's one of the things that stands out to me about that series is they had a holodeck on the NCC 1701.
Hmm.
And that's something that didn't come in until TNG.
You're talking about the Enterprise from Discovery?
It's
No,
about the animated.
No, the animated NCC 1701.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's
I
an
don't
episode where they have a holodeck. There's an actual like holographic simulation.
So I just
I'm gonna have to check
Googled-
that out. I don't remember that.
I just Googled is Star Trek the Animated Series canon, and it says with the release of the animated series DVD, the studio appears to have changed its stance and is leaning towards the animated series being part of the established Star Trek canon.
Wow.
Previously, the animated series was not part of the established canon.
Oh damn.
So I guess it is now canon.
wow.
Wow.
Well, it's definitely more canon than what we've been getting.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh,
I sure am glad I'm in the center because I don't feel like photoshopping a script doctor avatar right now.
You don't have to. So you stand out, Wes. You be the rebel.
Oh, the site that I found that
I
on
did-
Bear is the same one we're using for this. The memory-alpha.fandom. It's the same
One of
site
the-
that talks
one
about
of the,
the animated series.
one of the quotes.
I did change my halo to blue though.
I seen that.
Cool.
So yeah, so we are in Act 3 of this episode.
Wait, do we skip Act 2?
I mean
Oh, we
Act
were in
1.
Act-
Sorry, why'd I say Act 3?
Well, we just finished Act 1. They came out.
Well, no, we finished the intro
Oh, okay.
because after that little landing party, that's when the intro started, and then we come into Act 1.
Oh, right. That's right.
So the landing party surrenders its standard phasers and communications. Do you notice they weren't carrying the standard size phasers? They were carrying the pocket size phasers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
on
the
this
small
particular
ones.
landing party. Yeah, I guess they didn't want their weird looking phasers to stick out, did they? So they're asking questions of the gunmen, and then a drive-by shooting occurs. One of the gunmen is killed, and the other refers to the hit being committed by someone named Kracko. Yeah,
Kracko.
the guy
Kracko.
Kracko. Yeah. Kirk, Spock, McCoy are taken to. Now, Steven, how would you pronounce that name? OKMYX.
OKMYX. Oakmix.
Oakmix?
Yeah, we'll say that.
Oakmix's office, where they learn that Oakmix is one of the dozen or so bosses. Dozen bosses. And that he has a large territory in Lotia. The office contains a book referred to as The Book, published in the year 1992, the Chicago mobs of the 20s. Omix informs Kirk, Spock, and McCoy that the box was left by a crew of the Horizon, and the landing party correctly deduces that the entire Loshan culture has been formed by the book. Omix refers to the landing party as Feds and tells them he wants the Enterprise to furnish him with heaters, as in weapons.
I guess they would be feds.
Yeah,
Yeah, they call it
Federation?
guns heaters.
Federation, Feds, because they mentioned they were Federation, and then yeah, I could see how they would come up with that.
Plus, it probably talked about the feds in the gangster book too.
Yeah, they probably.
So they
talked
probably
about
got
the
that.
Feds.
They probably So they probably got that term, thinking, "No, that's the feds." That's who they were talking about in this book.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, he wants a heater so he can wipe out his enemies and other bosses and take total control of the planet.
It must be a small planet, or really easy to get to, because 12 bosses. Unless they're countries, but they all look like they're kind of the same.
Like they're on the same
They're all
landmass.
they're all like Italian looking. Maybe the whole planet looks like a bunch of Italian.
It's a
Italian.
racist planet.
It's a racist planet of only
Well-
Italians. Because all the crime bosses are definitely like the classic Italian looking guys.
Well, in the history of crime bosses, we have the Italian mafia, the
Irish mafia,
there's the Irish mafia, and then
Yeah.
there's even the Jewish mafia that most people don't really talk about.
the Russian mafia.
Mhm.
Russian mafia, they are
Chinese
probably
mafia.
they are probably the one enemy you really don't want to have.
Yeah,
the
you don't want
Russian
to mess with the Russian mafia, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, or you don't want the gay mafia on you either. So
Oh no!
mainly
Yeah.
mainly in Hollywood.
Yeah.
They'll stick it to you. They'll slap you, limp wrist.
Yeah. So basically, Comix gives the fellas 8 hours to provide the weapons they want.
Yeah, he wants to strike a deal with them. He's like, you give us the weapons, and that's about it.
Yeah,
He doesn't really offer him anything. You know, it's not a good deal.
yeah.
No.
You give us the weapons, eh?
Yeah.
You go, we're going to strike a deal. You give us the weapons, and we'll win.
Yeah.
We'll take over the planet. It's like, as Trump would say, it's a bad deal. It's a bad deal.
It is a bad deal.
Bad deal.
My God. Yeah, if you look at one of the cool things about TOS is it how much of a time capsule it is, right? As immortal as it is, like you can always get something from it. You go back to a show like that, well-written show, where they had to put a lot into the script because to make up for the lack of special effects or funding or things they had. It was about the stage. It was about that presentation of the story and the acting, and it's like a time capsule. Because you've got to imagine that, this is the 1960s, so the people writing this still had kind of a connection to the gangster period, the 1920s.
Right. Yeah, it'd only been 40 years.
It'd only been 40 years, right? So their parents probably still talked to it, or maybe had connections to it. They remember it being in the papers, or being as a young kid hearing those stories. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's not that it's an accurate representation of anything. But it is a time capsule in the way that the creators of this show and the actors and everybody involved with the production were still very attached to this part of history.
Yeah. And I was thinking that actually when I was watching it too.
Yeah.
It hadn't been that far. Oh, go ahead, Wes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, me too. And it was also far enough away that it seemed like a really long time ago, and that it would be alien and kind of foreign and a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
I like the fact that they mentioned the book. They're like, they found this mobster book, Chicago Mobs, from 1992.
Right.
It's like, that's the future for them back in the 60s, but of course it's the past in the show, but it's just funny, sometimes they mention these things like, oh, this, this happened of the Great War that they had in the 90s,
Right.
Like,
right.
well,
well,
not exactly.
The 90s was supposed to be what that's around the time of the eugenics wars, right?
Yeah.
Con and his
right.
Believe it was what 99 when Con.
I think it was 96 actually.
Yeah, I think it was around
96.
there. Which is fun which is weird because I ran a kind of a conundrum when you get further into Star Trek. I've been on a Voyager binge. That's why I'm talking about Voyager, but. Just saw an episode where they went back to 1996, 1997.
Oh, that was the time traveler.
Oh, Future's End, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Future's End 1 and 2. And so they don't mention nothing about eugenics wars or anything. They just present it as, what was around modern time then. So
yeah, I believe it was
what? They deal with like
was it 92 or 95? They went back to.
No, it was like in the late 90s. Actually, I believe it was like 96 or 97. It was around there.
Yeah, they have Sarah Silverman.
Yeah. That was probably she
did
look good, man, and she played that role really good. Back when
Yeah,
she was. Hey, what's up, Bruce Lombardo? Long time no see. How you doing?
Yo, Bruce, my OG chat, bro.
Lombardo.
Do they go back to? I mean, they go back in this period. So do they deal with? Oh, who did we just lose?
I think we lost Bear.
Bear.
How we lose Bear? He's the host. We can't lose Bear.
Bear goes himself for the second time tonight.
The kid got the router. I'll guarantee you. Oh,
Ah,
no.
there he is.
No, I don't know what the hell I just hit, but apparently I just hit the wrong button, or I hit my back button on my mouse.
Oh,
That's probably it. Yeah. It was, I think, the 97, 96, 97, around there. But a great episode. But they don't even confront that any of this is going on in any other part of the world. So I guess I don't know. You can see, I'm just making an argument for continuity.
So
Yeah,
they don't really reference the eugenics war.
No, they should. That's a big event, right? It was like
right.
another
Because it was
monster would
established.
have to time travel, I'm afraid.
Since also because Janeway's the best captain because she's the only one I do. Well, I mean, of the monster. There was Captain Garrett. I'd have banged Captain Garrett.
Oh boy.
Remember Captain Garrett? Anybody?
She's dead, Jim.
The NCC 170C. 170.
She was either very good looking brunette brown eyed or brunette blue eyed.
Yeah, she was the captain that was that died at. Oh God, I'm going stream brain. It's too late. God damn it.
The Klingon
I want to say Kittimer, the Klingon outpost. I want to say it wasn't Kittimer. It was something else.
Narendra 3. Yeah, that's what it was.
Thank you.
I don't know why I know that useless information.
No, you should. You should. You're more Trekkie than me, sir. I hand my hat to you. But I can't. Yeah, I'd bang her. Any other captains out there? Not one admiral. That that real bitch admiral from TNG, the blonde one with the big hooters. I hated Picard.
Oh, the blue eyes.
Admiral Bacheyev.
Yeah, I'd have slammed that.
What? You notice that? Say the name again.
Admiral Bacheyev.
The word "bitch" is in the name.
Well, no, it's Nutcheyev. People call her Bitcheyev.
That's funny.
I'm saying, what do you say? I'm doing well. I'm excellent. Just taking a day to actually type on my RPG project, bro. That's awesome. You're doing an RPG project? Good, Bruce. Let us know when you can give us about that, dude. If you're planning on selling it or platforming it, let us know, dude. We will help you with that shit. We rise together, brother. And you've been my friend for 2 years. Just let me know.
Just out of curiosity, Stephen, do you have any of the links for Mary Ashmead? For the links for her
GoFundMe?
Yeah.
I can find it.
Oh, please do.
Let's get that in the chat. And
All right.
Mary Ashmead needs help getting some medical bills paid and all that, and we're gonna throw that in the chat here in a little bit. And she could use some help. She's one of the greatest mods in our community, and she's awesome people. Yeah. So yeah, she can use a little bit of help.
I love this community because we've all been shouting this out for about a week, and she's at 2843, and she's looking to get 3,500. So, man, hail you guys. Hail to everybody out there.
Oh, hail.
Mary Ashmead has had a tough go of it with things
Yeah,
lately.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm going to put that in the private chat, and she's just, she's a friend in the community, and it's a tough time on everybody right now. And that is completely understandable. If you don't have a few dollars to throw to charity, maybe you've already, done enough what you could for someone else in the past. But even if you can't give monetarily, share out the link, on social media. Just put it out there. You never know. That may be the $5 that gets her where she needs to be. If it's from somebody who has the ability to give. We really appreciate you guys looking out for each other, because all we have is one another. We don't have an industry to back us up. We only have each other. Everybody on the panels, everybody in the chats, we're all a part of the same family. We all have the same equal voice, and we all look out for one another. And I'm really proud of this community for doing that. Whether you carry this hashtag, the Fandom Menace, or not, you are here, you are hanging out, you're a part of this crew, you're a part of this family. Thank you very much for being here and helping, doing whatever you can when one of us reaches out, has the bravery, because we can be prideful, has the bravery to reach out and say, hey, I need some help. I appreciate every person that does so. Hail my brothers and sisters.
Hail.
Ew.
Hell.
All right, that's my speech. Oh, culture. Look, you got the breadstick with Christy. Oh my God. Why did I eat that breadstick live?
Oh,
And then I seen Bear put it in the fourth wave community chat. I'm like, oh, it's done now. It's over now.
Hey, Tommy got a full video of it.
already.
Oh, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
he's got it clipped.
I know when Bear grabs a hold of something, he's not letting go. He's like a dog with a bone. So I know it's here to stay. Fuck, I shouldn't have done that.
A hungry bear in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, it's gonna be the next viral video
No, it's not.
throughout the menace.
I'm going away for 2 weeks. I don't know what y'all are doing. I'm out. Peace. Hail to Tyler Mango in the chat. Mando Merc, another monster. Bruce, of course, Parrot Head. Everybody else that I'm missing. Saw Continuum Trek back there, which is awesome. Great channel. Check him out. Hail Tyler. I miss you, buddy. I miss you. Not in the way that I miss Thomas Gilkey. I miss you like I miss a friend.
You and Thomas have a special kind of thing, don't you?
Yes, that's my future ex-husband.
They have a groovy kind of love.
Have a groovy kind of thing.
Groovy.
Me and this breadstick right here.
All right. I just put it in the community chat on Twitter, so if you guys can go there and give it a retweet in your own words if you want. I also put it in the council
Donating
chat.
right now.
Oh, Tyler, let me tell you, since you're in the chat real quick, we are going to somehow, amongst all our insane schedules, plan fourth wave classic streams. I want to do them like once a month. I want to get the original crew together, and I just want to do some shows. So look forward to that, and I'll try and work around your schedule, man, to see if we can get you in the chat, because we'd love to. You're the fourth wave mascot, brother.
Hell.
Hell.
Yes,
Hell,
Tyler.
the breadsticks was good, culture. You don't understand how tasty that breadstick was, bro. What the fuck? What the?
Who to wear? Oh man, you gotta show Script Doctor that. He'll just love that to pieces.
What are you doing to me?
That's hilarious.
What are you doing to me?
See, he's transitioning.
Oh wow, look at that transition.
He's transitioning.
It's almost like the movie Face Off. Face Off.
Literally, the face is off.
Wes, you're
All right.
Sorry. You're my
Sorry.
last line of defense. You're the last sane person in the fourth wave, bro.
Oh man.
Help me, Wes. Help me.
If I'm the last sane person, we're in trouble. Have you guys seen my conspiracy show? No, I'm kidding.
So hey,
See, on my show,
who all here on this panel's got Scottish ancestry?
No Irish.
I'm not
Well,
sure.
that counts as crazy too.
Yeah, for sure.
So we've all come to the right place, right?
Oh yeah. For friggin' sure. Oh my god.
Talking about Scotty, I liked him in this episode as well. Kind of, having it when Kirk kind of gets into his character and
What's up,
Scotty's
Bookie?
he keeps trying to figure out what the heck Kirk is talking, because Kirk's kind of talking in a code basically to let Scotty know what he wants.
Talking in gangsta.
Yeah, and Scotty's like trying to figure it out. I liked his role in this too. Everyone just seemed like they were having fun with this episode.
It was all around fun episode. I think everyone was really enjoying themselves.
Oh yeah. It's a great watch. I mean, and we'll get further into the episode eventually after we're done playing with our avatars and stuff. But I'm telling you, the scenes with the gangsters, they were super enjoyable. They were easily going to be defeated by the intellect of the crew, but it was great.
Yeah, you never feel like they're really in any kind of danger, even though they're like gangsters and they're not the typical. They're not able to reason with them, but you never really feel like they're really in danger. They kind of have this the whole episode, but it's fun going through the motions with them, have the back and forth between the two mob bosses, and it's just a fun episode.
Absolutely.
Witty banter. That's always good in the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Done well.
Scotty's because I think Kirk calls Scotty sweetheart. He goes, yeah,
Sweetheart.
Yes. Yeah.
Sweetheart.
I don't understand what you mean, sir.
And then like Kirk's trying to he says something in the gangster, and then Scotty doesn't really get it, so he has to whisper to him. He's kind of whispering in the communicator what he's really trying to say. It's just it's so funny. It's so good. Shatner's great in this episode too. The cards. Okay, so let's keep. I don't want to keep talking about things before we actually get to them.
Yeah, we should.
So there's this cool little quote when the guys with the heaters walk up. Put your hands over your head, or you ain't gonna have a head to put your hands over.
Yeah.
So Kirk refuses. Omix gives him just 8 hours to provide the weapons or die. It transitions into Act 2. Omix has the landing party taken to a warehouse under guard. He then takes one of the confiscated communicators and contacts the Enterprise. He threatens to kill the landing party unless the ship provides him with 100 phasers.
100 phasers.
Which he calls heaters. And troops show him how to use them. So he not only wants them to give him the weapons, but he wants them to train them too.
He should have got them all together and trained them to hold them like Mikey Spock.
Then they take care of their own problem, right?
Hold it this way, see? Yeah, the trigger's supposed to be on your thumb. Go ahead.
Yeah. Just like that.
Yeah, Kirk could have easily had him, because I don't know if they had him set the stun when they first transferred down to the planet, but they could have easily done that. Just had him set the stun and showed them how it works and reversed it and had them all stun themselves and problem solved.
Right, just wipe them all out. Look at Final. Right. Ruthless.
Well, I said stun. I didn't say set him to kill. Not
you don't know. You don't know
that particular. Okay, we can show an image real quick.
We're gonna show an image.
Oh, fair use,
motherfucker.
Fair use. Take it up with IMBD because that's where the picture came from.
Well, that's cool.
It's a disco.
Oh yes, there you go. That is cool. That's when they're getting stunned. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
I like that Kirk's hat is, when you look at it, it's like real furry. It's not like
it's very felty.
Yeah, it's very felty. Yeah, it's not exactly the clean, refined gangster hat that Spock has or like the rest of them have. It's
Kirk's a pimp.
It's almost like a pimp hat.
It's his pimp sprinkle.
Yep.
Speaking of pimp sprinkle, there we go.
Yeah.
It doesn't really. It doesn't show the fuzz and all that, but
no, yeah.
I'll tell you what, Leonard Nimoy looks gangster as fuck.
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
He looked good. He looks good in that brown, I believe. He's got some light pinstripes and that red tie, the red kerchief.
Yeah.
And
look at how skinny Shatner was.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Man, you gonna go there while you're eating a breadstick?
You're not eating the breadstick, Steven. Look again.
It's a very phallic breadstick.
Bizarro. I am bizarro, Steven. But he was thinner. That's my whole point. Is he put on some weight? So did Nimoy. Nimoy was started out very slender and put on some heft later on.
So we are You want to take over on this one, Final? We're in Act 2 now.
Sure, yeah. So, where you ended up with them going to the warehouse under the guard, right?
Right.
So he takes the landing parties to the warehouse. They're under guard. He then takes one of the confiscated communicators, contacts the Enterprise. We did that. Okay, in the warehouse, the gunmen are playing cards on a makeshift table while the landing party spectates while sitting in the background about the future of the Lotian society. So this gets to be one of my favorite scenes, and I love Shatner's acting in this whole card playing scene is fantastic. And it's like a smart, I don't know, the whole thing seems kind of over the top just to get to where they get to, but it's fun to watch.
Right.
So Spock, go ahead, Steve.
No, well, the name of the game was Fizzbin.
Yeah, Fizzbin. Yeah.
Fizzbin was a card game said to originate from Beta Antari's I before the V is 5, right?
Yeah.
And despite Spock's protest to the contrary, Captain James T. Kirk invented this game to free himself.
Yeah, and Spock has no idea. Like, he's not onto it at all. He's not catching what Shatner's throwing down, what Kirk's throwing down there.
He's not catching the drifts being laid down.
He's just kind of like, Captain, and Kirk's looking at him like, Spock, shut up. It's a great moment between those two.
He's such a good straight man, isn't he?
Yes, he's fantastic at it. He's so good at it. So Kirk's trying to come up with a way to get them free. So he comes up with this game, which he's totally making up, but it's sounding good. I mean, he's going with it. It's just, Kirk's like the ultimate bullshitter because he just sells it, and it sounds like, well, I guess so. I don't know. It sounds good to me. It sounds like Fizzbin. It's got a name. He's coming up with the stuff off the top of his head, and he sits down and he starts telling these guys how to play this game. And he's making this all up as he's going along, and it's so genius. He's giving cards, he sets it up. And the little details, it's the details that sell it. Because he's talking to these guys and says, well, it's a lot like the game. It's a lot like this card deck here. Of course, it's not exactly the same. There's minor differences, but it'll work out. He gives these little details, like he's thinking the cards. Well, of course, they're a little different on Beta and Antares, but yeah, it's pretty much the same. So we'll get it. All these little details just add to this story where you believe, like these guys are believing it, and I'm sitting there thinking, like, my God, if I were sitting here, I'd be believing Kirk too because he's so good at it. And he starts telling them, this card does this and this does this, and he starts getting so excited that the bad guy's winning. The bad guy's sitting there watching the cards, has no idea what's going on because he doesn't know what the game is. But Kirk's like, oh my God, do you know what that is? It's a king. Oh, you're gonna win. He gets so into it and he's so like happy. And it's just great acting. It's a great scene. The guy's getting all excited. He's winning, and he keeps us going, and then finally throws a card to the floor.
Royal Fizzbin.
Royal Fizzbin, yeah. And he tells him, you don't want this card because this could do this. It's just so good. And he finally throws the card to the floor, and then, the gunman was like, which is the stupidest thing to say. I'll grab it for you. And he leans over to grab the card off the floor, and then Kirk takes his moment to strike. He flips the table upside down on the two other guys, and he grabs the guy and punches him. Spock immediately goes for the Vulcan, the neck, the nerve pinch, and knocks the other guy out, and they get away. They get out of there. It's a great scene.
You know what? I do seem to recall him playing a gangster, possibly. That's a really good question.
I'm not sure, Parrothead, to be honest with you.
I'd have to go look, but I think you might be onto something there.
Yeah.
After this, he was in Mission Impossible.
That was it. That was probably it. Because he dressed real nice in that one.
I know that he sung the story of Bilbo Baggins.
Sung the story of Bilbo Baggins.
Blame it on Merc.
You haven't seen that?
No.
I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
That's way too much excitement for that.
Oh, it's awful. It's cringeworthy, and he's so happy singing about it.
We're talking about Leonard Nimoy? Who are we talking
about? Leonard Mother effing Nimoy. Yes.
Oh. Have you guys seen Shatner's Rocket Man? Have you ever seen that? He did it like the Sci-Fi Awards in the 70s. Elton John's Rocket Man. He gives like a spoken word.
Yeah,
Kind
I've
of-
heard parts.
I've heard of it.
It is pretty fun to watch. It's it's Shatner. He's doing a very Shatner-esque version of a spoken word Rocket Man, and it's funny. I mean, it's kind of comical because he does it in his Shatner way, but it's it's good to watch. Okay, as you look that up, so they get out, right? They get out of the room that they're being held in. Kirk goes off by himself, planning on abducting Oxmix. Okay, how do we say it? Oxmix. Oxmix, and bringing him back to the Enterprise. He is promptly greeted by a new gunman named Zabo, and is forced to take a ride. Okay, here we go. We can watch this.
In the middle of the earth, in the land of Shire, lives a brave little hobbit whom we all admire.
Oh boy. Wow.
Yeah, I have seen this. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's like that, bro.
Wow.
Is he doing it wearing the Spock ears?
It looks like he is. I don't think it
looks like that.
Were they naturally pointed that? I guess. Yeah, it's definitely not Spock. They're not as high as Spock, but
I could be something from
Fuzzy woolly toes. He lives in a hobbit hole and everybody knows it.
maybe they're hobbit ears. Maybe that's what's going on.
Oh wow.
I don't want to get you struck, bro.
And everybody knows it.
Oh no, well, 5 more seconds.
Bilbo Baggins, only 3 feet tall.
Please, I'll make it stop. I can't do it.
What was this from?
The fact that he isn't alive and doing karaoke on a YouTube channel.
Throw that link in the chat.
I will,
What
brother.
did they do that for?
I don't know.
It's one of those
So-
things.
Like a variety
70s,
show
right?
or something? And it said 68.
68.
Yeah, it was that was 68. All right, it's in the chat. Yeah,
Bilbo.
Bilbo. You can't
Bilbo.
even see it.
Bilbo Baggins. He lives on a. That's hilarious.
We need to watch that when we go backstage after the show.
It was like a variety show. Oh boy.
Oh, there was a hugely popular variety show on back then. What was the name of it?
Laughing? Is that what you're talking about?
Laughing. That's for.
That might
I mean,
be
there
way
were a
over.
ton of them in the late 60s.
Mothers, Brothers?
Oh god,
yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That might have been, yeah.
Muppet Show. Oh wait, that was a little later.
Yeah, that was like 80s.
Sonny and
Like that.
Cher had a variety show.
Yeah, Sonny and Cher did. Yeah,
Mando Merck still appreciate it.
Donnie
yeah,
and
thank
Marie,
you.
didn't they have a variety show?
Cher still looked like a native.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
Grace Lee.
That was
Whitney.
Janice. That was Yeoman Rand. That was
Oh.
the woman that was on the bridge embracing him during the Balance of Terror.
Oh,
No,
the doctor.
Kirk was shagging that.
No, that wasn't the doctor. She was.
Oh,
she was
she went down. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
She went down to the planet with him, right? They beamed down together.
Oh, they beamed together.
They beamed together, all right.
Absolutely. Kirk got he had everything. You know,
That's the one that they like. Is that the one? Oh no.
that's the one. No, that's the one. Charlie X took her face away for a little bit.
Yeah. Charlie X had a thing for her, huh?
Yeah, Charlie X had a thing for her. And wouldn't you like to find a girl your own age, Charlie?
Well, look at that.
Ooh.
God
yeah,
damn it. You blow that up. Oh my God.
Wow.
I'm not sure what movie that's from, but she
Oh.
looked good in that.
Yeah.
I can feel the child support payments.
Oh, She got elderly.
Yeah, well, what do you expect, bro? She's still beautiful. God bless her.
She's still alive.
Final. People get older. Final.
I know. I'm getting older every day. I look in the mirror. Oh my God, what's happening to me?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop scrolling.
Oh no, wait. There was some.
All right, was there naked?
Oh, she died. When did she die?
Oh, it wasn't
She
low.
did.
Just a little further. Just a little.
I thought she was
Like-
still alive.
Yeah, right there.
I mean, I guess she'd be in her 80s if you know. Oh yeah, R.I.P. It says there. Oh,
Yeah, well, Shatner's almost 90, or Shatner is 90 now, isn't he?
89.
Hold up.
I think. I don't think he's 90 yet.
She was in 6.
There we
Star
go.
Trek.
Yeah, she was on I think Sulu's ship.
Yeah.
This is
She's
a
also in
composite. This is a composite image.
A composite.
It's a
image.
composite image?
Yeah.
So that's not really her.
Her
It's
head.
got a video game look to it. Because this is the mirror
Kinda
universe
does, right?
getup she's
Even
wearing.
the shadow doesn't totally look.
No,
yeah, in the
it's-
back. Yeah, you're right. The back. Look at the door
Yeah,
frame. That's
yeah.
Skin tones off too.
Skin tones off. You're right. Yeah, that's not.
I mean,
the
that's-
hair. Look at
This
the
is
hair.
probably a
over the
video game composite.
I'd still hit
yeah.
it though. I mean,
video.
That looks like a wax figure.
Yeah, it could be. It could be.
it's got a hole.
Oh my goodness, Steven. Are you serious? Tell us about your coffee product, Steven.
She's beautiful. That's a beautiful woman.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Not what you said. You are so toxic.
Well, R.I.P. Grace Lee. Do we know when she died? Rest in peace. Do we?
Bruce
Died at
said
85.
15.
She died in 85.
Yeah.
No, at 85. Bruce Lombardo says died in 2015.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay,
That's a while ago.
Bless her
So,
heart.
yeah,
She looked
85
happy.
years,
I mean,
85 years old. So it's been 5 years, and so she was actually older than Shatner by or around the same age.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
article that wouldn't open. It's not even there no more. Surprised the image is still there though.
no,
I think-
on the internet.
I think Shatner's gonna live to be past 100. He doesn't look like he's gonna slow down anytime soon.
Man, he's quick. He's still. If you follow him on Twitter,
He's a
man,
sap.
recently he's been like shaming people that
Yeah.
attack him.
Fuck you, SJWs. That's what
Yeah,
Shatner's
totally.
doing.
Uh-huh.
He
Listen.
fights back.
Yeah, he does, and he's
He
good
does.
at it.
Listen, Shat, I was so happy. Look, one of the happiest moments of my life was knowing that William Shatner watched my "We Do Not Kneel" video.
Oh yes, that's right. He references it.
Yeah,
doesn't
he referenced that shit, and that was just so cool. Like, he can't say it, but he's with us.
He's Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
He
he's
is.
Phantom Menace.
100%. He doesn't say it, but he says it with his actions.
Absolutely. He
know
smacks.
it's-
Well, look at
Mushrooms
the
scare the hell out of those people.
Yep.
look at in Doomcock's in chat that we raised a whole bunch of money for
$1,000 in 45 minutes.
Yeah, for his horse charity. Yep.
Hashtag unblock Doom Clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was funny. He called Doomcock Doom Thingy, and he said, "Behave yourself, Doom Thingy."
Yes, he did. He did. He damn it, told him to behave
Doom
himself.
thingy.
Right. The only one that can speak to our overlord that way.
Shatner. Oh, that's great. I hope he does live to 100.
God, it would be great.
I mean, let him go if he wants to go, though. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't.
Your balls are
I
hanging
think
between your legs.
he's got the strength, and does he have a Unexplained? Isn't that a new show or something that he's kind of the host of?
Steven?
What?
Where else do your balls hang, Steven?
Well,
Steven?
if they're tight, then they're right up there and locked in. You know what I mean? Like a tractor. But when you
Steven,
get old, they start falling down towards your knees. It looks like an onion stack.
Are you
with an onion in it.
you like swinging them up over your waistband? What are you talking about? Where else do they hang, Steven?
I have that movie.
Have you guys watched The Unexplained yet?
I have not seen it.
Yeah, I gotta check it out. It's in 2 seasons now. It's Shatner's the host of it, and it's
we gotta check it out for sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think he kind of gets into like this sort of as the name suggests, the unexplained types of things. So mysterious structures. And, my kind of show. Or I should have him on the edge of the nether as a guest.
I meant knees culture. I meant knees.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just let you run with it because that was funny.
It was pretty funny. Wait. Personal privilege.
Right. No, you keep up in your waistband like John talks.
Oh, God, that was funny today. We are so full of just amazing human beings. I mean, and we all get together, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Anyway.
Something.
Talking about Star Trek.
We were. And then
Yes, we were.
And then where Shatner's balls were hanging and were between his legs. And I was like, I don't understand.
All right. Musical break.
Ooh, cool.
You hear the sound?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you missed a perfect opportunity to prank me. I heard a tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, that story man's tale. I heard the tale, hard to believe. I heard the tale, story man's tale. I started looking for deeper meaning, cats and rats. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. The tale that's always around you. You have to lose yourself. It's so profound. The sound I found, I did hear. It's clear to me. I had to test the sound, it's so profound. It's been clear to me. The sound from the story man I found was given before you understand. Before you found sound I did hear. So I heard the sound, it's so profound. It was made clear to me. I hear the sound, it's clear. It's clear to me the story man knows he has a plan. Play the strings from afar, the story man says. Like waterfalls, sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. Where's the glory? I heard a story straight from the story man who tells the tale. I hear the tale, I heard, hard to believe, I hear the tale. Where's the glory? I heard the story straight from the story man who tells the tale. Sometimes you have to lose yourself before you're found. It's so profound. Hell. Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce. And we want the sauce. And we want it now. We want the sauce and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now in the afternoon. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. We will have to wait longer. Will we have to wait longer? It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard the sauce now? Random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait longer? Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. 8 weeks times 2. It's 4:34 in the afternoon. Have you heard of the sauce now? Just random info. We want the sauce, and we want the sauce, and we want it now. We want the sauce, and we want it now. Just a random afternoon. It's 4:44 now. We want the sauce right now. Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting times 2. Will we have to wait any longer? Baby, we want it now. 8 weeks of waiting. Will we have to wait longer? Been sitting here for 8 weeks now. Times 2. It's 4:44 in the afternoon. You gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show, waiting for the gig. We're waiting on the rig. We all had things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass, we raised them high, till we seen dawn's light. You gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show, waiting for the gig. We're waiting for the rig. We all had things to say, we all know it's true. We raised our glass, we raised them high, till dawn's light. You gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show, waiting for the gig, waiting on the rig. We all had things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass high till we seen dawn's light. Gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show, waiting for the gig, waiting on the rig. We all had things to say. We all know it's true. We raised our glass high till dawn's light. We raised our glasses. Gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show, waiting for the gig, waiting on the rig. We had some things to say, we know it's true. We raised our glass, we raised them high, till we seen dawn's light. You gotta write the script, you need a script doctor. Welcome to the after show.
Yes,
All
is
right.
that an ode to Script Doctor?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. Well then,
Yes,
well
it
we
is.
That's great.
must honor the script doctor.
Hail to the Script Doctor in his own song.
Yeah.
Yep. That was an ode to Script Doctor, for sure.
Except for Wes, you know.
It was all the icons that inspired it.
Oh,
last 2 streams or so, or was it 4 or 5?
It's been taking over for quite a while now. That
Yeah,
Script
yeah.
Doctor,
Yeah, a little
that
bit.
avatar.
yeah. It's a sexy avatar.
It is. Especially who had one of you guys was the shirtless one. It's just
Scotty
hilarious.
has one. And the nipples. The
Oh,
nipples
man.
are the
Yeah.
avatarless 3D art thing.
Good.
It's so good. What an asshole. What a bunch of jerks. Oh. Yeah, exactly. What a bunch of jerks. Ah.
Nothing but love. Hey, Culture, have I told you about my coffee products?
Oh. Yeah. Why are you doing this to me?
Hey, that's only the 3rd one. I said 5 was the limit.
Okay. I got more. I got jokes.
All right, we were the tail end of Act 2, where Spock and McCoy, they were at the radio station. They incapacitated the station's operator, and I believe that station operator was a brown-eyed brunette. A lot of brown-eyed
Yes.
brunettes in Star Trek, TOS. Gotta say.
I'll give it to everyone.
So they used the radio station to send radio signal to Uhura, and they beamed up to the ship. And they go into the transporter room, and Spock instructs Scotty to set one of the ship's phaser beam banks to a strong stun setting. He and McCoy beam down to Omix's office, where they are again met by armed hoods. Act 3. So, ship's log, Mr. Spock reporting, incredible as it seems, Dr. McCoy and I are once again prisoners of the chief criminal boss of a society of patterned after old Earth gangsters. Yeah, that's a weird log there, I'd say,
Yeah.
for sure. So, Omix again takes him prisoner. Kirk arrives and turns the table. Kirk and Spock dressed in clothes of Kalo and one of Omix's henchmen. Hence the pimp hats that they're wearing. Yeah, the fuzzy pimp hats. Oh, here's a good image that we can throw up there.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh yeah, there we go.
Pimpin'.
I will show you a pimpin' Kirk. Right there. There we go.
Pimpin' ain't easy, but it's not.
That is a pimping Kirk.
That is. That Kirk wants his money.
Hey, baby, I want your money.
That Kirk will hit you with the outside of his hand. That's
So yeah, that right there.
Even the way the hat just is like kind of tilted.
Got
and
the right tilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I
So-
like at this moment, Spock comes over to sit next to him, and he kind of tries to mimic him, where he's like putting his feet up on the table, trying to be cool too, but it's Spock, so he's being like analytical about it. Another great moment.
So we get the slightly robotic analytical moment where Kirk's looking here, Spock's looking here, looking there. It's like, okay, do I mix in? Is the question. And it's the question that we're all asking, and it's like, nope, didn't do it.
Yeah.
Looked a little out of place. But hey, it's Spock. What do you expect? He's being of pure logic.
yeah.
Right.
I mean, sometimes he's borderline autistic, and then he's like the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah.
He's like He's like what do you call it? A mathematical savant sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
Can calculate the time travel around the sun in his head. Yeah, no problem. So, Kirk tells Krakow that the Federation is taking over and arranges via an indirect order to Scotty to have Krakow beamed up to the Enterprise to show him what he's up against. They overpower Krakow's men in the process and then head back to Comix office, and Kirk and Scott indicate and transport the other bosses, including Krakow. Teppo is successfully transported through before, and more are located. An arrangement arises, and Teppo cast out and supposes there aren't more people than just the 3 feds he sees. Oh, but you don't know, there's a whole ship full. Yeah. So, soon the street below, Krakow's men try to hit on Omex's territory in an attempt to rescue Krakow, and a gunfight ensues in the street below. The landing party loses their guns once again, and Kirk and the ship fires its phasers on wide stun. Man, that'll take care of a problem real quick, you know. The mobsters are now convinced and agree to the Federation control with Okamix's top boss and Krakow and his lieutenants. They call the new structure a syndicate. So, back aboard the ship, Spock has concerns about Kirk's solution of having the Federation take a 40% cut of the planet's annual action.
You know, this picture is really awesome, but something's bothering me about it. Does anything like stick out to anybody about something wrong with this picture?
The naked guy in front of him?
The naked guy on the desk staring at him. Like, what the hell is that?
Actually, he has a blanket.
He's
over
got like a little blanket over his
legs.
Like, there's dong right there. Like, that's a naked dude. Why is there a naked dude on this gangster's desk?
We don't know if the
Steven?
blanket's covering up the other side.
Steven, only you would notice something like that.
No,
I was looking for a roll of quarters somewhere.
Honestly, so was I. It's like, okay, where's the roll of quarters? Yeah, no socks filled with wet sand and slinkies. Yep.
Oh man.
I know he's just like staring at him. Like, he's like confused, like he just got Cosby'd or something. I don't like nothing about that imagery.
So, after Kirk's talking about Spock's concerns and all that stuff, and they have the usual banter back and forth, they laugh and all that, and they go back into the planetary treasury to help the Federation guide the Losians into a more ethical society. Spock has his doubts as to the logic behind Kirk's plan. McCoy, of course, he's concerned because he seems to have left his communicator behind somewhere in Omex's office. Kirk and Spock speculate that with that kind of technology, such as a communicator translator. Yeah, they're actually using the term translator.
Mm-hmm.
In the hands of the Losians and with their gift for imitation, the Losians may one day want a piece of the Federation action. That was funny, though. That scene, that was a funny scene.
Oh, that's the best scene when he's, because, McCoy's really worried about it. He's saying, I left it there and, they're going to probably, or he's like, there's a chance that they could, and
figure out my cell phone.
Yeah, figure out, break the code. And Kirk comes off like all nonchalant. He's like, oh, no, they will. It's the most important piece. It's a great moment. He's like, it's the most important piece of technology we have. Everything else is built upon it. And then he says, yeah, it's a big issue. And McCoy's like, well, why? He says, well, maybe one day they'll want a piece of our action, and it's like he's joking about the whole thing. It's like, yeah, no, they're gonna totally mimic it, and but it's almost like he doesn't care, he's just joking about it. It's like the whole episode is kind of just, there's no real stakes here, which makes it fun. It's a nice kind of break from some of the other episodes.
Yeah, it's got to be fun for them, more relaxing. They're playing something more familiar to them. They're mimicking, they're acting like
Bones
gangsters. And
Bones has a constipated look on his face.
Yes, he has a very good, like, worried, constipated look. Yeah.
He's always constipated, I think.
Yeah.
He's always uptight. And he wasn't uptight when he quit the Federation and he was a hippie. But then he did get uptight the moment that Kirk beamed him on board without his permission. Like when he made him re-enlist or recruit. That was awful. And then right. And then he shows up. Remember, he shows up in the motion picture, and he's got like the hippie beard, and he's wearing the tight get up. So 70s.
Yeah.
Talking about the motion picture, are you?
Yeah, medallion on his chest and all that.
Yeah.
So in the future, fashion trends seem to come back every
I guess so.
couple decades. So
he had a good 4-inch long beard going too.
Dude, he was drinking and probably banging. He did not want to be bothered.
Mm-mm.
But goddamn Kirk and his big old belt buckle. God, those outfits are horrible.
He was drafted.
He's drafted. That's right.
A little known Starfleet regulation.
He was mad.
I take it he didn't have no stop loss on that one.
Maybe he was, but it's McCoy. Maybe he was having a shitty time on vacation. Like, you don't know his life, right? All we know is his working life. Maybe his home life is the same way. He is a divorcee.
They established that in the show he was married?
Well, wouldn't you divorce him?
The only love interest he really had was the salt monster.
I guess he would be kind of a hard guy to live with.
I mean, you don't know. He could have been complaining. He could have been complaining about the drinks, the service, the tropical weather. You don't know. It's McCoy, right? He's gonna find something. God damn it! He's gonna curse at some point. He's crotchety old bastard.
His natural nature.
Hey, it was like, look,
state of being.
He just decided to be miserable in Starfleet again. That's all. I'm done. I love McCoy, man. I love DeForest Kelly.
If you're going to be miserable, you might as well be paid for it, I guess.
Right. Do it hanging out with your boys. Because you still get drunk. I mean, McCoy got drunk. All the Starfleet doctors back then all got hammered. So, it's one of the reasons why I like Doc Cottle in Battlestar Galactica. Is because he reminds me of a little bit of McCoy, like not the smoking aspect, but like if he was a drinker. Because that's just how McCoy was.
Yeah.
He's a country doctor on a starship.
Country doctor on a starship.
Right.
Mando Merc. What's up, Mando Merc?
What's up, Mando?
If author Stephen Walden was a transformer, would his faction be Enema Machines?
Holy shit.
Enema Machines? Enema Machines.
Yes, Mando, and yes, and yes, and you win extra prizes on our Thursday game stream. So thank you.
So, in Looney Tunes, would they be the Enemaniacs?
Enemaniacs.
Wee.
Yeah, admit that was funny.
That's funny.
Will it never end, Steven?
Oh God, I hope I'm going away. You've driven me away. I need a vacation. I'm running away from all this craziness.
I believe that was the fifth joke.
Oh, that hits the limit.
Is there a limit?
Yes, Bear promised you a 5-joke minimum tonight.
Oh shit!
So that's all the.
Of course, we can't control what the chat.
No, that's true. We make no promises for the chat. Yeah.
So that means that you can instigate the chat if you wanted to, but not.
No, we would never.
No,
so many words.
Would we do that?
We have to be very careful on what we slip into the chat.
Yeah.
Hail, Tina.
That's not the way you slide into people's DMs.
That's right. That's right.
What's up, Tina?
Man. Yeah, this was one of those kind of episodes where it had a chill feel to it. It was relaxed.
Yeah, and Kirk has this great idea, it's one of his creative thinking. That's why he's the best captain, because he's always got this creative way of getting out of things. And he figures, you know what? They're all worshiping this book, which is based on gangsters, which, what's the life of a gangster? You got to respect the power. You bend the knee, so to speak, to who's the scariest, who's the biggest threat. Of course, the Federation, they've got the technology. So he takes on the persona of a gangster to threaten and intimidate, because he knows that's going to work, because that's how the gangster life is, the other 12 bosses. And of course it does work. It's a gamble, but it's Kirk, so of course it works out. But it's that creative thinking, that outside of the box creative thinking that Kirk has that just it sets him apart from a lot of other Starfleet Command captains. But of course, I am not as versed as you guys are in Star Trek. So let me know what you think on that.
Kirk can really throw some dice, man. I'm telling you, he's real good with dice. That's a metaphor. He can throw a dice in a situation, and it comes up just what he needs.
Yeah, snake eyes every time.
Doesn't matter whether, because snake eyes, you want snake eyes when you got a C&E in the craps table, you want to hit a 7, you want to hit a C&E, or you want to hit a mini world and get paid 3 times. You know what I'm saying?
I have no fucking idea.
That sounds good to me.
And when that button goes on, man, you want to see 6, you want to see 5, you want to see 4, you want to see 9. You want to see you don't want to see no 7 when the button's on, man. Nope. So you're placing chips on 4, 5, 6. 8 and 9 and 10, and you got 2 sides of the crap table. You got people placing their bets. You got hard ways you can bet. Say you want a hard 6, man. That's 2 3s, and you bet a hard 6. Your odds go up when you bet those hard 6. If you bet like a $5 hard 6.
Is this Fizbin you're talking about?
No, this is actual craps. I'm talking actual craps. And I'm painting a Kirk metaphor. The man can throw dice. Because in his situations, he's throwing them dice, man, and they're coming up perfect,
Because I gotta say, this Fizbin game is working on me. It sounds great to me.
Look, Kirk is a bullshitter too. He can bullshit his way out of anything. That's how he gets most of that pussy. You know that.
Yep. All the girls are grabbing onto him the whole time.
Yeah, he bullshitting them. They fall in love with it.
Bullshitter.
Look,
it works every time.
It works he's a bullshitter with balls. Like, it will back up his bullshit. So
yeah.
It's Kirk.
Oh, indeed.
What?
Oh, indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he can get himself out of situations like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah. He's just got that way of
like you wouldn't believe.
Yeah.
Tomato, tomato, whatever.
Balls. Kirk had balls, man.
So, did you notice I went into a New York City accent when I was reading the gangster parts?
Yeah, I noticed that. You're going for the gangster.
I wasn't trying to do that. I'm telling you, it just happened.
Hey, you get into the character. It's a fun episode. It's like Kirk. He just kind of he takes on the persona.
I used to live in North Kingstown, Rhode Island, and the majority of people that live there, they're transplants from New York City, from the Wall Street area.
I'm sorry, did you say trans people?
Transplants.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
So in other words, their second houses was in Rhode Island, and their primary house was probably in New York City somewhere, some high rise or something, And these people were all originally from New York City. And my first day was at a wedding, and every single one of them guys were wearing double-breasted Italian suits, talking very, very much a New York-like accent. And so I'm surrounded by these people, I'm talking with them and all that, and I'm there for like 3 months. And so when I got back, people you sound like a New Yorker.
Oh, I would get that. I would get that too.
The more irritated I get, the more I sound like a New Yorker.
I got a lot of my friends when I moved to Arizona would tell me that when I'd out hanging out and you have a couple drinks, and because I lived in New York for 10 years and I'm from the East Coast, so I'd kind of you do kind of develop sort of an accent, to what you're used to hearing, and it's not like intentional. You just kind of, if you're around it all the time, you start kind of talking like that, and people would say that too. Like, all of a sudden you sound like a New York Italian guy, and it wasn't intentional, but I know what you mean. I would hear that as well.
Plus, my dad's from Heidelberg, part of Pittsburgh.
See, I don't have the pit, even though I grew up there. I don't have that.
And they
Is your dad?
Man, they crunch the R's hard there, man.
Oh yeah.
It's just like Boston. They park the car, get the coffee almost the same way.
Yeah.
Tina Bojan got a good comment in the chat. She said, my grandfather ended up enrolling in the Army during World War II because he lost his college textbook playing craps.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
So he enrolled in the Army during World War II because he lost a craps game. Wow.
Yeah, for his textbook money. He wasn't listening. He wasn't listening to Barry. He got the hard 6, dog.
Don't go after that. Don't go after that 11 or 7.
Yeah.
Was it 7? Don't go after 7.
No 7. No 7. Yeah, after you hit your point, you don't want to hit. You don't want to hit another number until you hit your point, because if you hit, or I should say, you don't want to hit a 7 before you hit your point. If you do, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, there's certain things you just don't do at a craps table, because anyone that plays craps, they're superstitious. And I'll give you a perfect example. When you're setting your dice up, everybody's always watching when you set your dice up, and all the guys around me, I had been hanging out with for years. We all knew each other, somewhat superficially. We were buddies. We hung out and all that, played craps. And I was setting the dice up, and they were apart. And the guys next to me, either left or right, they were watching me set the dice up, and then all of a sudden the dice just freaking snapped together.
Oh, magnets?
And something.
Balls.
Those dice snapped together. They were a good half-inch apart. I was getting ready to push them together, and then all of a sudden they just freaking snapped right together. The guys, we all made an audible "what?" real loud, all of us. And I was like, color. I was done.
Game changes right then. Yeah.
Yeah, because basically it's a native casino. I don't want to say that they were cheating or anything like that, but dice just don't snap together by themselves. And all of us, we all said color at the same time. 6 of us left that table. Done. Yeah, I'd never seen nothing like that before.
Now, did you go to another table, or did you just leave the casino?
No, I left.
Yeah, I would say don't. Yeah, okay.
I went and I think I went and played a slot machine. I think I won like $1,200 off the $3 machine.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So you and Culture Casino, you know about the gaming world as well.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why.
It's not just a clever name.
Oh, my grandfather taught me how to play craps. I learned valuable lessons from that old man before he passed, and I was a young person. And this is the grandfather that my dad and he took me hunting for my first time. I'm not in my teens yet. Let's just put it that way. And as we drove in the pickup truck up to the forest to go on my first real hunt. Of course, this is with his archery hunt. We weren't using
okay.
guns.
Archery, man, that's
yeah,
I think more technically difficult.
Oh, it's no walk in the park. But anyway, so we were headed up, and we're headed into the pines, and my grandfather and my dad start passing a beer across the vehicle. Now, this is a story you will hear from many, many, many people in this country, because it seems to happen to everybody that I know. But, the beer would stop because I'm sitting in the middle. The beer would stop with me. And so nobody minded if I took a sip. So that beer went back and forth. So I was not in good shape for the hunt.
Said it's an archery. You're using a bow and arrow.
Yeah, well, not that day, but yeah.
Wow. Okay, go on.
No. There's not much left to the story. I don't think I made it out of the pickup for
Blacked out
that.
after,
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
that's funny.
Oh man. Yeah, lots of great
when we were growing, my brother and I were growing up, we would be allowed to have wine on 2 occasions as kids, 2 times a year, Thanksgiving and Christmas Eve. And we would always look forward to that because my brother would pass out under the dining room table. And then we were talking like we're like little kids, you know.
Yeah.
And we'd be able to have a few sips. It wasn't like a glass or anything, but enough to you're a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know. In Europe, that's very common. I think it was common here and there in America. I don't know if it is anymore, though. I feel like people are so freaking protected over things. But I feel like that being that way makes it a bigger issue as an adult.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to create a mystery or a barrier around everything.
Right.
An explanation about things is usually required. And all of that stuff is about demystifying things for kids. And again, my grandfather taught me how to shoot craps, and so I not just because he wanted me to be successful when I went to gamble, but because he wanted me to understand that statistically every single game of chance was weighted against me. Mm-hmm. So I learned that at a young age, which was very helpful. So, it fed into my blackjack and card counting stuff. So,
I just watched that movie 21.
Oh yeah.
That's a good movie.
It was it was a ripoff of the actual group of kids that actually did that from MIT. But yeah.
I knew it was based off of some sort of true story.
All right, well, let's finish up because we're nearly there. We're closing out, so let's get her done because I'm about to go to sleep on the mic.
Yeah, let's push it out.
Oh, we
I think that we
finished up this episode. Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah. Now just spooky story time.
Ooh, all right.
So we'll tell some spooky stories or something.
Hope people have nightmares before bed.
Well, not just ghost stories, fireside stories. All right. Who's ever experienced a creepy, spooky attic at nighttime?
Spooky attic?
Yeah,
Spooky.
attic. Yeah. Well, my grandmother and grandfather, they owned. It was 3-story or 4-story house, and old wooden house, slap board, old plaster, chicken wire, slap board, plaster wall house that was probably made in the early 1900s, maybe 1930, maybe somewhere around there. It was an old house, so it was kind of creaky, And I was up in the... Now, have you ever been in the house that's got stairs behind the house where you walk up the flights of stairs, those old houses? Well, this is kind of how this house was. And it was all open. There was no heated. Maybe it was heated at one time, but it was all open. And they're the kind of steep stairs when you walk up, old wooden stairs. And so I was up in the attic, and there's 3 stories plus the attic. And so that would be almost 4 stories, basically. Tall house. And I was upstairs, and I seen something move, and I heard something move, and there was nothing up there. There was not a thing up there. I think I was like 4 years old. And I seen a shadow move. Well, it looked like a shadow, and I heard it move. And I split. I was out of there. And I ran down the stairs. I don't think I barely touched the stairs. I literally flew down the stairs. Every 4th step my feet was touching. And those are some pretty damn steep stairs to be running down. And my mom and my grandma see me. And see my... I can't remember my aunt's name, but she died up in that attic of pneumonia. And back then, kids died from pneumonia back then. It was pretty common. And so apparently, I seen the ghost or felt the ghost of my aunt that was up there. And that's what my mom and grandma basically said.
Did you like know it was your aunt, or did you?
Not when I seen and felt it. They seen me running in the room, running in the first level, because I literally in a few seconds I ran. It was like 10 flights of stairs, four stories up to the attic, and I ran down them stairs. Man, every fourth step I was stepping. I'm telling you, I was moving. I was real sensitive. I was even sensitive back then. I seen things and felt things, and mom and grandma automatically they knew what I felt and what I seen, because all my aunts and my uncles, they had experienced stuff up in the attic too. Not bad. It's just, ghosts move. They sometimes make noise.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That was my first experience that I can remember.
How old were you?
I think I was 4. It was just prior to my grandfather's scaffolding that he created to do roof work on the roof. Collapsed when he was on it. Yeah, he survived. Broke both arms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. My grandfather was a very stubborn Mexican, let me tell you. He built his own scaffolding, and my grandmother told him over and over again, don't you do that, don't you do that. Stubborn. And he did it. And he's lucky he only broke his arms. The scaffolding collapsed.
Oh, man. Did it ever get finished?
I was 4 at the time when that happened. It happened just after my experience. It wasn't too long after that. The reason why I remember them is because they were both close together. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and you tend to remember like some of the more, traumatic experiences.
Yeah. And
of
back
your
in those
childhood.
days, they didn't shield children from things that happened. So basically, you would get like basic information back then. You wouldn't get details and all that, but basic information to understand what's kind of going on, And man, when I grew up, I was living on the west side of Hammond. And man, you could have asked back in those days, you could have asked any kid in that neighborhood what the hell was going on. They could have told you. They could have told you who got robbed, who was killed, or whatever was going on in that neighborhood. Because when I was a kid growing up in the neighborhood, we knew everything that was going on. Everything. And if you wanted to know what was going on, just ask a neighborhood kid. And money talks. You know what I'm saying? And Hammond kid, I was a street kid. I was streetwise, and so it's like that neighborhood where I grew up at. We were pretty swift about what was going on. We knew what was happening. The best pizza joint in our neighborhood, someone robbed them, shot the guy, and killed him. And of course, we were kids. We were thinking, "Damn, man, there goes some really good pizza." Kids. That's the way kids think.
Yeah. It's all about that pie.
Yeah. In northwestern Indiana, there is some good pizza to be had. It really is. And Illinois and Chicago. Although I wouldn't venture into Chicago right now.
Yeah.
But you don't hear no news about Gary, Indiana right now, do you? You know why?
No.
Because every one of them people there where I used to live got guns.
Yeah, a lot of those places you're not hearing too much about.
Yeah. So a lot of guns in Gary, man. And the majority of those are legal. Just think about all the other ones that ain't. Oh yeah.
Plenty.
The only time you hear about them is when the owners are getting, I think falsely charged.
Right.
For defending themselves. But anyway, that's Sea Mango. Tyler. That's an interesting story there. Barry, you highlighted that comment, but
okay.
Said I was once. Yeah, there you go. I was once so tired I started hallucinating some sort of weird thing in the dark sneaking in my room. When I said, "What the hell?" the thing slowly faded away. It was a trippy experience.
Tyler Mongo, I got news for you. You were seeing something that was real. You got native ancestry, you got Celtic ancestry, got some gifts going on. You got the sight. Yeah. I used to see and feel similar things when I was a kid. I astral projected a lot when I was a kid. I used to have, before I would always think that they were nightmares. And then after the fact, I learned that I was not in my body and I can move around and do things.
You know, I just did a little segment on my Enter the Nether. I'm doing like an Enter the Nether. It's kind of a stream.
Right.
But I did a thing on the CIA's program of remote viewing, which is called it was called the Stargate program, which is basically, you know, it's the same thing you're talking about, leaving your body, astral projection, but they were trying to weaponize it back in the 40s through the 70s.
Oh yeah,
it's a real thing. It's a real phenomenon. Whether you can harness it or not, that's a different story, and probably wouldn't know the truth anyway on it. But yeah, it's definitely something that's very real, and they were looking into. You know, you're leaving the realm in which we can see. You know, I think the dimension that we're able to view, you're kind of leaving that and glimpsing into a different plane.
Yeah, Tina, that's really good.
It's very trippy. Yeah, there's papers on it. Yeah, it's been declassified. It's a declassified program, so it's not a conspiratorial kind of thing. It's
right. It's a actual,
and Hysteric Goats loosely based on that.
Yes, it was.
Good movie though. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I do know that it was based on that. It's what, Clooney's in that, right?
Yeah. Clooney's in it. I haven't seen it yet either, but it seemed interesting.
What's it called, Wes? I'm sorry.
Hysteric. Yeah, this is a very good topic. I think I could go really deep on it. Man, I'm just my brain's not working at the moment.
I feel you, brother.
Yeah,
we should do a segment on that particular movie. But if we got no more stories,
we could do that.
We can rock it out.
Yeah. Well, I do. I just can't. I don't think I'd do it justice at this moment. Yeah, my great grandma, she had a craftsman style house that was built in the late 1890s and the early 1900s, and we had a creepy attic just like that. So, and she had a daughter that died in the house during one of the influenza epidemics. So, yeah, everybody saw like spheres of light and dark spheres in the house, and
really,
oh wow,
stuff going on. Yeah,
definitely something going on there.
Yeah,
the spheres of light are interesting.
Yeah, well, the dark sphere was very slow moving. It was like a black sphere, and then the white sphere of light was zippy.
Did the white sphere make the black sphere go away?
I don't think I saw. I don't recall seeing them both at the same time. I think it was one or the other.
Because that's the white light, that white sphere. That's a powerful thing, and that black sphere, it comes from the black light. I know what that is.
Well, the black sphere was slow moving, and the white sphere was zippy.
You see, the things in the black light, they're not supposed to be out here. And when they are, it's unnatural. They're not supposed to be out here because they're of the darkness, basically. What some people would perceive as demons or devils or whatever.
Demonic.
To me, they're dark entities, and you got. From what I know, there's 7 different levels, and the majority of the ones are just on the small, and they don't even know they're out of where they're supposed to be, and sometimes they just want to go back, and sometimes they just go back on their own. But anything that's got red eyes, don't look at it. Not good.
No.
Not good.
Generally, when I'm told to get out of the house, I get out of the house. It's like that old joke in the movies. Yeah, peace. See ya.
Well, you see, I've been one of the guys that would go in the house
And pester them.
and make the thing go away.
Go away.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a gift.
Oh, Bear's got some very interesting stories on that.
Oh,
There's a few I can tell that are my own. Yeah. But yeah,
Well, I hate to do this, guys, but I have to check out. I've got a lot going on the next couple of days. This is always awesome. I love to hang out with everybody here, and the Star Trek stuff is great. So yeah, whenever I have a chance, I'd love to pop on and do this again with you guys because this was perfect.
Absolutely, man. It was really nice having you on here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
follow.
really appreciate it, Bear.
I'm gonna follow Wes out. Or not Wes culture. I'm so tired of it.
Yeah,
let's
should
call it a
probably
stream.
let's call it a stream. I think we could give that topic
Right.
better justice another day.
Hours of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So I'll just say goodnight, guys. Make sure you subscribe to all these gentlemen if you're not already there. Everybody on this panel deserves your support. They are wonderful, wonderful people. Even Steven. So
yeah,
as are you, Culture.
we're gonna rock this out, and then after that we will say goodnight.
all right, sounds good. Sounds good.
So I've got a certain song ready. Is your love on fire? Wind over earth, fire and sea. Call the clarion, raise the fire. It takes a historian to call the clarion. You need a wind caller. Call the elemental of the earth. A touch of fire spirit, salt of the sea. The fourth wave, always back, 4 doors to go, 4 steps away. What is real? Let's catch the deal. Maybe we could, maybe we should do something about it. It's not the end, it's just a little bending of the fourth wavelength. Universe changing, mind bending, never ending. Gotta get some, it takes a historian to call the clarion. Then you need a wind caller, then you need elements of the earth. A touch of fire, a little salt of the sea. The fourth wave, 4 waves back, 4 doors to go, 4 steps away. What is real? Let's catch the deal. Love on fire, wind over earth, fire at sea. Call the clarion, raise the fire. It takes a historian to call the clarion. You need a wind caller, call the elemental of earth. A touch of spirit, salt of the sea. The fourth wave, 4 ways back, 4 doors to go, 4 steps away. What is real? Let's catch the deal. Maybe we could, maybe we should. Let's do something about it. It's not the end, just a little light bending. The fourth wavelength, the universe changing, mind bending, never ending. Gotta get some, it takes a historian to call the clarion. Then you need a wind caller. Then you need a wind caller. You need elements of the earth, little salt of the sea. The fourth wave, always back, 4 doors to go, 4 steps away. What is the deal? Let's catch the deal. Love on fire, wind over earth. Call the clarion, you need a wind call. Call the elemental of the earth. One. Let me tell you that girl, she's got some class. I've stepped through the looking glass. With a drink and raise your glass. Let me tell you that girl, she's got some class. So raise your glass. Won't see times like these again. I can take your pain. You take from the flame. I can take your pain. I see a hand reaching down. Got a looking glass. Oh, she sure does have some class. I traveled the land far and wide. East to west and west to east. They say it's the best in the west. More than we lovely. Don't wonder where the blood will flows. Don't need anything real lots of class. I step through the looking glass. Let me tell you that girl, she's got some class. I'm stepping through the looking glass. Take a drink and raise your glass. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class. So let's raise your glass. Oh, see, times like these again, I can't take your pain. Ain't another page from the free man, I can't take your pain. I see a man reaching down, I'm stepping through the looking glass. Well, she sure does have some class. I just don't play. East to west and west to east, they say it's the best. In the west, north wind blowing tundra where the north wind blows. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class. I'm stepping through the looking glass. Take a drink, raise your glass. Let me tell you that girl, she got some class. So raise your glass. Won't see times like these again. I can't take your pain. Take a page from the pen. I can't take your pain. I see a hand reaching down. I step through the looking glass. Boy, she sure has some class. I travel the land. East to west, west to east. As I say, it is the best in the west. North winds are blowing. Thunder where the north wind blows. Let me tell you that girl, she's got some class. Let me tell you got some class. I'm stepping through the looking glass. Won't see times like this again.
I really like that one.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty rocking one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It gets me
The
moving.
looking glass.
It's awesome.
Wow, culture, my God. What have you done?
Just
Wow.
promoting Enema Prime.
There's so much going on there. There's so much to unpack there.
I'm leaving now.
Oh, well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Another great show, great chat. Thank you guys for sticking around, hanging out. And
Thank you all.
we'll be back next week with another Star Trek episode and more
Yeah.
story time.
Yeah.
Scary, spooky story time.
Yeah. So I am in the middle of working on a song. It's still in the lyric forming stage, and
Cool.
I haven't begun the instrumental pick yet. But I don't like to rush those kind of things, so I've been kind of giving my voice a break because, it's been years since I sang. It's been at least 20 years. Maybe a little less than 20 years, but damn close to it.
That would be your Jesus phase picture that we saw there
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah,
No
that
throat
was
grease required.
that was probably the last time. Just about a month before that, me and my friend Jeff Balfe and Mike Jantho, we cut our second demo, and I never got a hold of that. And if you guys are out there, Mike Jantho, and he's got the recording. Contact me. I'd like to get a hold of that. But yeah, that's the last time that I actually did any singing in a mic. Yeah, so with that, fellas, tell them where you can be found, and we will say sweet adieu.
I'm going to be gone for the next 2 weeks. Have a great one, everybody. See you then.
Be safe.
Weird to see that come out of your mouth rather than the other Steven's mouth.
Yeah.
There's another one?
Yeah, the one to your left, my right.
Hey, sweetheart.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
For all of our, well, yeah.
Well,
Follow
with
the
that,
chat.
who's next?
I guess I'll go.
Mr. Q final. Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Yeah, oh God, I'm so good. I'm getting so good at these outros after twice today. Oh boy, I am Final Death Star. You can find me at Final Death Star on the YouTubes. I'm being seduced by Steven's smile below me there. My Culture
I
Casino.
love you, Final Death Star.
I will be hosting. Wash your hands, wash your ass, be good to each other. I'm just trying to practice for the next 2 Tuesdays that I have to sign off with that, because I will be hosting TR4 shows on Tuesday because Steven will be away. So that's
Tell me to wash my ass.
I'm
Well,
gonna tell him, yeah, wash your hands.
While
wash your
Steven's
ass.
away, the coffee mice play.
The coffee mics play. The enemas will play.
Oh, fuck.
Oh boy. Oh my God. Yeah.
Wes?
I am Wes Moody, the Wes Moody Webcast, to talk about current events, pop culture, occasional conspiracy theories, occasional retro gaming streams, and I'll vlog about whatever the heck I want to, because it's my webcast. Hope to see you there. Thank you, my friends.
Hail to that.
Hail.
Hail. Well, Culture?
I am Naked Stephen Walton, and I suggest you subscribe to every one of these gentlemen on this panel. And, my best buddy, my pal, the greatest marketer in the history of my book, Culture Casino, because not only is he handsome and he has great hair, but he keeps his shirt on when he's on live streams. So, and have a nice day.
What a dick.
Well, with that, you're the best chat in our community, and without you guys, there wouldn't be no fun, there wouldn't be no shits and giggles, and certainly wouldn't be any laughter, because you guys just make it all worth the fun and all that. And so we appreciate you, and panel, thank you for coming out. I appreciate you, and see you later.
Good night.
See ya.
See ya.